Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It is Thursday, October the 2nd. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
It was a morning that more than 800 students from Muskoka won't soon forget. An up-close look at a Toronto Maple Leafs practice right here at the Muskoka Lumber Community Centre in Bracebridge.
It's just really fun. I love the Leafs, the favorite hockey team. Just glad to be here today.
The Leafs have spent the past 2 days in Muskoka, part practice, part team bonding, but today was all about the fans, especially the young ones.
The stands are always filled with kids and people coming to watch, and it's awesome. The atmosphere is always a lot of fun. Coming here, and I think they enjoy it as well.
What they normally
so close
do.
to them, like seeing what they do when they're not like in actual games.
That I got to see them up close and sit really close to them.
The arena was at capacity, students from local schools filling the stands, phones out, snapping photos, and taking every moment in. Even the coaches could feel the energy.
It's just, I think it's really an important thing to get guys together like this, not around the hockey side of stuff, and they can loosen up and have some fun. So it was a real good trip in my opinion.
They have such a hard shot, and I'm pretty happy to get the opportunity to hang out with them or see them.
Now, after wrapping up a retreat here in Muskoka for the past couple of days, the players are now headed back to Toronto, where they will wrap up the preseason before kicking off the regular season with a game against Montreal. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Bracebridge.
It was perhaps a basic instinct that chimpanzees recognized they had a friend in Jane Goodall, the young British woman with little scientific training who went to Tanzania in 1960 and changed the way we look at these great apes by doing everything established scientists thought was wrong.
When I got to Cambridge finally, they were totally horrified. I'd named the chimps instead of numbering them. I talked about them having personalities. I talked about them having minds and being able to have rational thoughts and emotions, happiness, sadness, fear. And all of these things were supposed to be attributes only of humans.
She discovered the chimps could make tools, described wars between groups of chimps, and captivated the world.
Fortunately, when I was a child, I had a great teacher who taught me that in this respect, these erudite scientists were completely wrong, and that was my dog, Rusty.
The child that fell in love with Tarzan of the Apes, as an adult, conducted her research by immersing herself in the chimp's habitat for endless hours of observation, building trust with her subjects.
Being out in the wild, back when I dreamed of it, there was nobody doing anything like that.
Goodall devoted her life to the protection of the chimps and the earth, fighting against the destruction of forests and, more recently, climate change that threaten this endangered species.
If all around the world the importance of protecting and restoring forests was understood, that would go a long way towards mitigating the effects of climate change.
Goodall married twice and had one son, but her lasting legacy is the relationship forged in the wild.
I want to be remembered for having helped people to understand the true nature of animals, that they do matter as individuals, that they do have a part to play in the scheme of things, and they're not just objects, they're beings, and they're part of it.
Teaching us about chimpanzees and ourselves.
We are here at the Concordia Club with President Rob Kurt. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you for coming.
So very, very exciting year. What are some of the highlights that people can look forward to this year?
Well, like usual, our big tent offers many games for people to play. We also have 3 different, I'll call it venues within one. If you want the circus, basically be out in the big tent, a little bit calmer, a little bit quieter in the hall. And if you want to enjoy some fine dining with some nice background music, that's when you enjoy the Schenka.
And this is a club that a lot of people look forward to at Oktoberfest time. You were telling us before there is something new that people can expect this year as well.
Yes, so we've looked at the Wednesday night and we've actually went back, re-geared, and we're doing a honky-tonk at the conch. Okay. We're introducing country to the big tent.
I love that. What can people expect on the country night?
So we have a local band called Mojo Cola, along with the Black Forest Band, who usually plays there, and they're going to be gearing more towards country. We've actually talked to a bunch of line dancers, and the event is actually going to once again support the Waterloo Region Food Bank.
Yeehaw. Oh, yeah. So you want to maybe get your shoes on for some line dancing, which would be fun to see. One thing we were chatting about a little bit before, too, was hyper-local. You're using a lot of local vendors, local ingredients as well. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yes. So Waterloo Brewing was our first vendor we brought on about 4 years ago. Now, along with Waterloo Brewing, we have Finest Sausage, we have Heidelberg Meats, we have Waterloo Produce, Grain Harvest Bread House for our buns and different bread aspects, and the pretzels.
Nice. Love that it's all local. It's all, supporting the community as a whole. Well, thanks for sharing some of the history with us and the new things as well for what's to come this Oktoberfest.
Honky tonk at the conch.
All right. Thanks, Rob.
You're welcome.
Day for 16 people who will occupy 10 tiny Hope units now ready to be lived in.
Together, we are opening homes and building hope. Welcome to this chapter of affordable housing in our community.
The Tiny Hope Project was shepherded by the YWCA St. Thomas Elgin, Sanctuary Homes, and Doug Terry Homes. The Terry family has been building in the community for 7 decades, and it was clear this project had special significance for the company's president.
Oh my God, tears. It's been a long journey.
Terry says as a member of the community, it was difficult to see so many people struggling to make ends meet.
To see it come to fruition and know that we're making this type of a difference for people, I mean, it's just priceless.
The project, which has 1, 2, and 3-bedroom units, also challenged builders to innovate to meet the needs of families.
As a home builder, what we found challenging was putting all the regular big stuff into a little space. And so, again, creative problem solving, a great team of people, lots of volunteers working on this project.
Rice says the project goes beyond giving people a place to live.
It's going to be the supports and services that are tailored to the needs of each family and individual on this property to help them build that foundation, to help them create pathways to economic security, whether it's through training, employment, life skills development.
We were asked not to show people moving into their units in order to protect their privacy, but signs welcoming them were posted on the doors of the units. There will be a total of 40 Tiny Hope units by the time the project is complete in June of 2026. Fundraising has purchased furnishings for 20 of the units, and the effort continues to furnish the rest. In St. Thomas, Gerry, Dewan, CTV News.
During his more than 50 years in the grocery business, Lloyd Killam has worked at community stores in both Petty-Kodiak and Salisbury. It's been years since he worked at the store in Salisbury, but Sunday's fire that destroyed Walker's Your Independent Grocer has had a big impact on him.
Devastating because I worked at Independent when this store burnt in 1986. So I went through it twice, I guess. I worked there when this one burned, and I worked here when that one burned.
Now, Killam's employers at the Foodland Petty-Kodiak are offering free grocery delivery service to Salisbury residents unable to travel.
Small towns, everybody knows everybody, so we all try to help each other out.
Staff at the Petty-Kodiak store will take orders from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily over the phone. After this week, the store will try to keep the service going once a week if possible.
I think that's typical of Petty-Kodiak, just like Salisbury helped Petty-Kodiak when they had their fire. It's what we communities do back and forth, the two of us. We share here.
That's a fantastic idea. I mean, the community has a lot of seniors, and getting to and from here was going to be a problem.
The good deed, not a big surprise to people who live in Petty-Kodiak.
So I know that it means a lot to the people in this village to be able to help out the community next door, you know what I mean? Like, it's a big deal to lose your grocery store. I can't imagine.
Meanwhile, Loblaws is trying to make sure their customers can get to the store. The grocery chain is providing a free daily shuttle service from Salisbury to Riverview for customers who can't make the trip to Petty-Kodiak or elsewhere. The owners of the Foodland here in Petty-Kodiak didn't want to appear on camera today, but they told me they're offering the free delivery service because they feel it's the right thing to do. Derek Haggett, CTV News, Petty-Kodiak, New Brunswick.
This is not a typical open house.
There's actually people who are breaking world records for longest open houses.
For real estate agent Lucas Smith, it's an attempt to set a world record for the longest open house, a 73-hour event.
A lot of people have said, so if I show up at 1 o'clock in the morning, what happens? Well, you show up at 1 o'clock in the morning, the same thing as if you showed up at 10 a.m. It's a marathon. And that's sort of our requirement, is to have the doors open and have everything working like a regular open house, for 73 consecutive hours.
The event is raising money for Make-A-Wish Canada, an organization that grants life-changing wishes for children facing critical illnesses.
Being able to raise funds locally for Make-A-Wish has been the goal of the entire event, and our corporate sponsorship that's come behind it, that's the reason, right? It's for the kids.
Fundraising for the event is through corporate sponsors, but public can also donate online as well.
Make-A-Wish Canada doesn't receive any government funding, so the only reason why we're able to grant wishes is because of amazing supporters like Lucas Smith and fundraisers like these.
And the need is growing, with thousands of children still waiting for their turn.
Even though we're granting more wishes than ever, we're still seeing more of a need than ever. Currently, we have over 3,700 kids waiting for their wish to be granted across Canada.
To keep the doors open around the clock, the team is stocked with plenty of energy boosts.
We have a ton of refreshments that will have everything from monster drinks to coffee to caffeine to anything that you could imagine for not only the team, but also people coming through.
The current record is set at 72 hours at an open house marathon in Colorado. Lucas Smith is counting on 1 hour more to break the record. The open house starts Thursday evening at 4 p.m. and ends Sunday at 5 p.m. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
Opening afternoon at the Royal Alexandra Theatre for the musical comedy Telltale Harbor was a thrill. For the cast for the show, which first premiered in Prince Edward Island in 2022. Co-writer Adam Brazier says this is a dream come true.
When Alan Doyle and I started to write this piece back in 2018, we were in Kitty Vidi, Newfoundland, and writing, and Alan said, "What's the home run?" I said, "The home run for me is having this show land on the Royal Alex as part of the Merver season." And so today, I feel like we hit it out of the park. And it's an amazing feeling.
3, 2, 1, it's payday! Telltale Harbor may not exist in reality, but many places have experienced its trials and tribulations. After the fish plant closes, the town must lure a doctor to secure a French fry factory in its place.
Yes, I've got a song for you.
Co-creator, music writer, and star Alan Doyle of Great Big Sea fame is excited to have the play come to Toronto.
And I'm new to this musical theater racket, and I had no idea how much work it is to get it this far, and it's just an incredible amount of labor and passion that's required by everybody to make it happen, and we're here.
Maybe it's moonshine, maybe it's moonlight, maybe it's you.
After 2 successful runs in PEI, it is the little show which grew.
It's a very, very, very alive and moving, yet very collaborative and coordinated thing. You really, every step you take affects 20 other people. And so you have to be constantly aware to trust the play and to surrender to the night out.
Telltale Harbor is on stage at the Royal Alexandra Theatre until November 2nd. Andrea Case, CTV News.
Captive whales in Canada are behind these gates. Marineland, the zoo and amusement park near Niagara Falls, Ontario, had requested an export permit to send its 30 beluga whales to the Chimelong Ocean Kingdom in China, which today was denied by Ottawa as it would have kept the whales in captivity just on another continent.
It is not okay to keep them in captivity for entertainment purposes.
In a statement, Marineland said it was profoundly disappointed in the federal government's decision, saying it leaves them with no ability to pay for the whales' continued feeding and care. The park has not been open in more than a year and is currently up for sale. At least 20 whales have died here since 2019, and in 2021, the province said all marine mammals living here were in distress. One option for the Marineland belugas is to send them to a proposed sanctuary in Nova Scotia. But that sanctuary is not open and has yet to receive the lease and approvals necessary. Melissa Matlow with World Animal Protection is calling on politicians to do what they can to get it up and running.
I believe the sanctuary is ready to accept the whales within a year. I mean, it takes that amount of time to condition whales for transport anyway.
Today, Ontario Premier Doug Ford said the government will do what it can to find the whales a new home.
If we want these whales to survive, we have to move them somewhere.
The fisheries minister said today she is open to other options, but there aren't many easy ones. These whales cannot be released into the wild, and experts say some of them are likely not healthy enough to be moved. Heather Wright, CTV News, Niagara Falls, Ontario.
Under the lights, it's Ivan Yakubo taking a punt return back for a touchdown as the Sandwich Sabres beat St. Anne. He didn't have time to celebrate right away because he had to kick the extra point. Yes. It was an impressive return, but more eye-opening was the fact that this was only his second football game ever.
His footwork is tremendous. Speed, power. He's got it. Everything you can want in a running back, he has. It's just naturally gifted, and he just has to learn football.
Yakubo is a grade 12 student at Sandwich who came to Essex County a year and a half ago from war-torn Ukraine.
It's like reborn. So you just started like with nothing. You started with like, I came here without language. I can't understand without zero English level.
He landed in LaSalle knowing how to play soccer. A school coach noticed his athletic ability and suggested he play football.
He said, "You're going to be a kicker for football team. I don't care where you want, you're going to be kicker." I said, all right, like next year, like why not?
After making the team, Ivan quickly realized he needed to be a quick study.
I just went to playbook, and just in 1 hour, I just learned whole playbook. So
it's just unbelievable how he has such a great attitude, and he's just ready to go over and over and over. It's impressive.
After just 2 games, Ivan is turning heads and turning a new chapter.
I feel so lucky to play with these guys. I'm so lucky to play with him. I'm so lucky to play with everyone in the field. I appreciate moments. So
when you come from a country like Ukraine that's under attack and in the middle of war, it's something that none of us can really comprehend and understand. And for him to be able to get out of there and come here, I'm just happy for him, and we're blessed to have him.
Residents in Yorkton gather to remember the children, families, and communities affected by the residential school system on the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation.
When we first started our orange shirt walk, there was probably only about 30 people in our walk. Now we've grown to about 800 people.
Among the crowd are survivors and their families. Both of Dawn Sinclair's parents were sent to residential schools. She says people need to talk, teach, and acknowledge what happened.
Because we don't want people to forget that these types of schools existed, and we never want to see them happen again to any population, not just Indigenous. But everybody should be able to grow up in their own homes with love and support and body autonomy.
The memorial walk started at the Yorkton Tribal Council's building on King Street and ended with speeches at the City Centre Park.
Because for some people who can't make it, we still want them to experience it. We still want them to see it. We still want them to question, what's going on over there? Why is everybody wearing orange shirts?
She hopes that people start wearing the orange shirt on other days as well.
It doesn't just have to be on September 30th.
The Tribal Council offers programs and materials to anyone, but Sinclair says it's important to look at the human stories.
But there's tons of people that still have experiences that they can share with other people. They're still here, they're still walking around.
Ensuring that the memories of the children lost in the residential school system live on. Fruzina Declut, CTV News, Yorkton.
Cold Garden is the end point for this year's Cold Patrol 10K run, and the beverage company is one of the sponsors of the event that started small in 2023.
When they first tapped on our shoulder, it was like just them, really, like just their group of buddies running around. But we knew they had a really great mindset behind it, a good vision, and we're not surprised by the growth, but it's definitely like, wow, they did it.
That first year, the group raised $24,000 and set their sights higher for 2024. Last November, the run saw 300 participants with more than $64,000 raised.
We seem to be able to get in front of young philanthropists who want to, not necessarily go to stuffy dinners or galas and want to raise money in kind of a new, exciting way.
The Alberta Cancer Foundation is the recipient of all of the funds raised by the Cold Foundation.
Cancer really affects everyone, so whether you run, whether you walk, cheer, fundraise, whatever you might like to do, it's about something bigger. It's about Albertans are giving Albertans more time, more hope, more moments.
Andrew Black is impressed at how people came together for the cause last year.
That was just so special to see 300 people that we knew, didn't know, and some of the donations that came through that were naming some of the individuals who were close to those people and who had been impacted by cancer was just such a special moment for us.
Niall McLeod says he and everyone who takes part in the Cold Patrol 10K have learned a lot about cancer and how their donations make a difference.
We work with a lot of younger people, and they may not have a lot to give, but there's something really fun about building a community around getting people out and kind of rallying behind a cause.
The organizers say they hope their initiative will continue to grow, raising even more funds for cancer research. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Damien Haliva would never have imagined he'd end up anchored to an instrument when he was a boy.
I was a very adventurous kid. I like to be out doing things.
When Damien loved doing gymnastics more than anything, especially enduring its physical challenges and achieving its lofty goals.
Oh, this could be a possibility for me to actually get into a higher level.
Over the next 5 years, Damien was on track to compete at the highest levels until a debilitating back injury forced him to quit the sport that defined him.
Felt defeated. I feel like I lost something that really meant so much for me.
And then one day, Damien found himself visiting the Highland Games for the first time. But instead of being inspired by all the feats of strength, the young athlete was mesmerized by all the unusual sounds.
I love them.
Damien had never heard bagpipes before and never seen drummers like this.
And my eyes just glued onto it. I'm like, this could be another goal that I could possibly get to.
Despite having no musical experience, the then 14-year-old contacted the folks at the pipe band and started learning how to play the precise rhythms while also performing the complex flourishes.
So one arm could be doing one thing, the other arm could be doing a rhythm.
So you're one of those people who can tap their head and rub their belly at the same time?
Essentially, yes, yeah.
After practicing hours every day for more than a decade, Damien is now an accomplished competitive drummer who's performed with his pipe band to win regional, national, and international competitions.
Wow, this is really awesome, getting to play and perform and seeing everyone just come together.
And seeing how this combination of athletics and artistry can cultivate community, Damien is feeling grateful for his injury. Because without enduring one of the worst times then, he'd never be experiencing one of the best now.
Never give up. Go out and adventure to go see other things that you never thought would be possible.
Adam Swatsky, CTV News, Victoria.